There's no other way. Like, the Ukrainian people, like, I am moved by how beautiful
Resilient.
they are as a people, as far as, like,
resilient they are.
Yeah, standing up, fighting, and
for something, for a real threat, and not mass mandates.
And knowing that this, for not mass mandate, and knowing that this is
kind of a losing struggle at the end of the day if no one intervenes.
Yeah, just knowing that the whole world is watching you, and they're cheering for you, but they're not
helping you. Yes.
Yeah, like, my goodness, and the diplomacy of the Ukrainian president, like. I would have been on TV by now and been like throwing the middle finger at the whole world, and he's still playing nice. He's like, we thank you for the food you sent. We thank you for the weapons. We need more. I'd have been like, what is wrong with you?
Get mad, Zelensky. Get mad.
But he knows. He's probably one of the better politicians in this world.
No, he is, for sure.
Because he knows how he's what's
made
going on.
He's made a handful of like fatalistic statements to kind of really hammer home the point, because I think he said early on in the campaign, like, this might be the last night you see me alive, things like that. But he's never like resorted to name calling.
Yeah, but he's never called them out for not doing the right thing, is what I'm saying. He's never been like, you realize that you are watching this and doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's always, thank you for what you are doing. We would like more. And I mean, just compared to like what we've had and what we have now, like Biden, I get it. He's trying to protect America to the best that he can, because again, America is the only one that can bomb for bomb out-bomb Russia.
Mm-hmm.
So if them getting involved and Putin is crazy enough, but that's what it takes. Like like that dude who Putin just like reamed on TV. It was like, no, say it. Say that we are doing the right thing in Ukraine. The guy's like, okay, yeah, we're doing the right thing in Ukraine. Like, those are the ones that just need to like bring in a gun.
Yeah, and just end it.
And end it. Get one of those like plastic guns or whatever. Make it through metal detectors, shove it up their butthole.
Well, don't do that. That hurts.
Well, hopefully
there's just like enough resistance, because I mean, like, the ruble is like next to worthless at this point. I mean, that means something. That definitely means something. And I know, like, Russia's second most wealthy oil company is calling for an end to the war. So, like, I don't know. Hopefully, that at least isolates Putin enough so that like his chain of command won't like follow him if he gives any kind of really crazy orders.
The only way the economic strike will happen and work is if the entire world joins together and refuses to buy anything Russian. Because right now, we still get 3 to 4% of our oil from Russia. Right now, even today. Which is not that much, like we could.
But still substantial.
Yeah, it's still, and we could, in theory, probably figure out a way to make more production in home to do that. But if we don't buy it, somebody else will.
Yeah.
So, like, it has to be the entire world being like, we're not going to play with you anymore. Like, sorry, Putin. No. Like, the whole world's like...
No.
The whole world... Yeah.
No,
we don't want any of what you got. Because part of the reason they want Ukraine is because Ukraine has been an impoverished country for many, many years.
But they have, like, an energy market, too.
Yeah, and so they discovered... It's like the worst Beverly Hillbilly story. Because Ukraine discovers that they have a whole bunch of natural gas and oil that they hadn't known previously, and they were they were the only. That's why Ukraine took over Crimea, because it's right off their shore, and so
you mean Russia?
Or yeah, Russia took over Crimea because that broke up half of the Ukraine's reserves, and Ukraine had just made a huge contract with British Petroleum and
it's BP. Just call it BP.
Yeah, BP and I think
ExxonMobil.
Yeah, ExxonMobil.
Mm-hmm.
They had just made because they had it. They did not have the resources to pull it up and refine it. And they just made a huge, like, multi-year, billions of dollar contract with those two companies. And that would have brought in Ukraine out of what they consider, like, the impoverished, European countries.
That's kind of sad for them, because I feel like somebody found those oil reserves and normally it would be like, oh my God, we're rich, but I'm sure they're also kind of like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's like the worst.
Everyone will be in here now.
Well, But that's why Ukraine was like, hey, let's in the EU, because there is enough to where they would be able to challenge, because that's all of Russia's economy runs off of that oil that they produce. And so they had found enough to where they could challenge Russia, and Russia was like, no, mine.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Sad facts, folks. Sad
and when
facts.
they did nothing in Crimea, when they went and annexed that part of Ukraine, and everyone was like wagging their finger like, bad, that's not good, Russia. And then like 4 years later, we're like, come here, Russia, get a hug. We understand. It was a misunderstanding, but still did nothing. Just let them keep it. They're like, what's going to happen when we take over Ukraine? Nothing. No, nobody will do anything. And so they kept putting troops at the border, and we were all like, de-escalate, de-escalate. And they're like, we're not going to go in. We're Russian. Like, how stupid did they think the world was? But we were pretty stupid, because we were like, all right, don't go in, don't do it, don't stop. And then it goes in, and we're like, okay, now stop now. And they know. There's nothing. Because the world is too selfish to do what they need to economically, and too scared to do what they need to militarily.